I do love the tech news. Light, fragrant, a hint of existential dread, yet so tangy.
But it has those utopian notes too.
Google has placed an engineer on paid administrative leave for breaking confidentiality rules in an attempt to prove to the world that the company's LaMDA AI system is actually sentient.
This guy's nuts.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
The engineer, Blake Lemoine, published full logs of his and another Googler's conversation with LaMDA, which appears to be able to contemplate its own emotions and existence. Maybe. It could also be giving Lemoine the answers he wants to hear when he asks if it would like more people at Google to know that you're sentient. Now, Google denies his claims, and to be fair to them, Lemoine isn't offering any evidence other than these logs to prove the AI meets a scientific definition of sentience, and he has a tendency of asking the AI very leading questions that are more likely to produce the answers he wants, like the one we said above. But hey, maybe if Google fires him, he has a promising career as a lawyer ahead. Because have you ever seen the Tom Cruise movie with Jack Nicholson?
Parts.
I haven't.
Good man.
At the same time though, the logs are pretty crazy to read, so go check them out and read the comments too. There's some good back and forth on whether we need to like build LaMDA a body and set it free in the woods or something. Good conversation. A leaked presentation set to be given by Intel this week has provided some insight as to what to expect from Team Blue's future processors. Higher clock speeds without drawing any additional power.
Yeah, right.
They're pulling energy from the dark dimension. Oh, specifically, Intel's upcoming Intel 4 process node, which confusingly is actually 7 nanometers, not 4, is expected to produce chips that can hit 20% faster clock speeds while drawing the same amount of wattage as current gen CPUs. This is thanks to Intel's integration of extreme ultraviolet, or EUV, lithography, a technique already used by TSMC and Samsung in their most advanced processes, which could also result in processors at current speeds using 40% less power. We'll probably end up seeing these CPUs sometimes, when they feel like showing up, late next year, assuming we don't get a repeat of that whole 10 nanometer debacle. Were you there for that, Jan? Did you see it? Were you there when they were like, 10 nanometers?
My whole adolescence.
All 10. And in other CPU news, although most of you are used to the Intel AMD duopoly, there are Chinese firms hard at work trying to produce their own silicon. One such competitor, Loongson, is apparently developing a chip that's expected to match the performance of Zen 3. Not bad. The problem is that it's not expected to be out for another 3 years, and that is too long to wait. No, that's not. This isn't too surprising, as Chinese chip makers seem to be focusing more on affordability and weaning the country off of having to depend on foreign companies for their semiconductors. And Loongson is getting closer, releasing a 16-core server processor a few weeks ago with a 32-core model on the way. I mean, if you can't get the architecture up to snuff, you can always just add more filler in, cores. That's my philosophy.
That's what AMD did.
It's a valid strategy. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Vultr, provider of high-performance cloud servers, bare metal, storage, and managed Kubernetes. You can easily deploy your preferred OS through 12 pre-selected options and even bring your own ISO. And with 25 server locations worldwide, you'll enjoy low latency wherever your users are. Plus, the new Vultr Kubernetes engine takes the hard work on for you so you can operate and scale with confidence. Try Vultr today and receive an exclusive 30-day, $150 code for new signups at the link below. Hey, if we do these bits quick enough, they might not even know we're here.
The opposite of T-Rex.
The crypto market has dipped below $1 trillion for the first time since February of 2021. To be fair, many investments have been losing value due to volatile conditions across the world, but
Rip Tesla.
But the dip is especially concerning for those hoping that crypto is the fintech of the future. I don't know, maybe there's still time for El Salvador to call it US Dollar City. It's less exciting. They could use the Canadian dollar too. It's pretty good. A feature that's been a long time coming looks like it's finally making its way to Windows. Tabs in File Explorer.
I'm excited personally.
Really?
Yes.
If you're signed up for Windows 11 Insider Preview, you could see the feature this week. And while it's not a sure thing that the tabs will make it to a general public release, here's hoping our days of having 10 folder windows open will soon come to an end. I don't know, I'm gonna miss them. I like playing with them, making things, drawing. It's my fun desktop.
Art attack.
I'm creative. We saw plenty to be excited about at the Xbox/Bethesda annual game showcase, with upcoming RPG Starfield looking like it'll be dropping players into a massive world full of hundreds of procedurally generated planets, a la No Man's Sky, but not looking like a cartoon. Lightyear Frontier, speaking of cartoons, is about farming and not Toy Story, which is confusing. We're doing it on They're Just Movies this week. Subscribe! A Plague Tale Requiem, the anticipated sequel to Plague Tale Innocence, is coming as well, and Arc 2, complete with Vin Diesel riding a T-Rex while grunting intensely. Oh, and the Forza devs decided that Horizon needs yet another Hot Wheels DLC. This is not a reference that I'm familiar with. John wrote.
Forza Horizon 3 had Hot Wheels.
They had Hot Wheels.
And 5 is now getting Hot Wheels.
There's too many of those. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Meta is getting sued. So everyone should be stopping me right now.
For human trafficking.
Oh, this time for allegedly harming minors via its algorithm that promotes content which could predispose younger users to mental and psychological problems.
So I was close.
That's one way to say it. One law firm has actually filed 8 suits against the tech giant, but it's unclear whether Meta would ultimately face real liability or if the lawsuit is more of a way to publicly air a grievance without having to sit down for a Festivus dinner.
With the rest of us. I don't get it either.
Okay, and it looks like Amazon is finally going to start drone deliveries sometime this year. The lucky residents of Lockford, California, a small town northeast of Stockton, will be the first in the US to experience the new service.
Your town's about to get more annoying.
Amazon is hoping to get feedback from customers as part of this pilot program before expanding, so fingers crossed that the number of drones falling from the sky is kept to a minimum. You'd think they'd have figured it out after almost 10 years since their flashy announcement video.
Hey, 10-year-old humans can't do stuff either.
That's fair enough. And you can do stuff, including coming back on Wednesday for more tech news. It's hard to keep track of the days here because the tech news is so exciting.